Putin is shocked as Zelensky's paratroopers destroy 12 tanks in a dramatic battle. Ukrainian paratroopers took out 12 Russian tanks in a single day, in a battle that the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces described as heavy, powerful, and dramatic. Paratroopers from the 80th Parachute Brigade attacked Russian soldiers in eastern Ukraine. The General Staff described how they quickly destroyed 2 tanks before taking out others with rocket launchers and artillery. The Russians tried to continue stubbornly, but this only resulted in further casualties. In total, Ukrainian troops took out 12 tanks, 5 BTRs, Soviet-era armored personnel carriers, and 1 truck belonging to the attackers. Bayraktar drone Vanagas bought from Lithuania already in Ukraine. The latest tweet from the Kiev Independent says, Bayraktar drone Vanagas bought by Lithuania already in Ukraine. Andriy Yermak, head of President Volodymyr Zelensky's office, announced the arrival of the combat drone. Andriy Sibiha, deputy head of the presidential office, also thanked Haluk Bayraktar, CEO of Baker, and Lithuanian journalist Andrius Tapinas via Twitter for their strong support on our way to victory. In May, Tapinas launched a crowdfunding campaign to buy a Bayraktar TB2 military drone for Ukraine. The campaign raised almost €6 million within a few days. As a result, the Turkish manufacturer decided to donate a drone. Russian Foreign Minister leaves G20 meeting to end food dispute, meeting on the Indonesian island of Bali. G20 foreign ministers called for an end to the invasion of Ukraine and the grain blockade. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was greeted by shouts of "When are you going to stop the war?" and "Why don't you stop the war?" when he arrived on Friday. After the first session, Lavrov issued a sharp rebuke to his Western interlocutors for almost immediately deviating from the topics of discussion and harshly criticizing the Russian Federation. He told reporters, "Aggressors, invaders, occupiers, we heard a lot today." According to Josep Borrell, the EU's foreign policy chief, Lavrov read a statement and then left the meeting without hearing any other speakers. Borrell described the behavior as very disrespectful. Mexico says it remains neutral on the Ukraine invasion and calls for peace. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said on Friday his government would maintain its neutral stance in the conflict. This came ahead of an upcoming meeting with U.S. President Joe Biden. López Obrador was asked at a press conference how his visit to Washington next week might affect Mexico's position in the conflict. He said Mexico would remain neutral and hoped that a ceasefire would be reached. Sergei Lavrov launches another sharp attack on the West. The Russian foreign minister dismissed what he called the West's savage criticism of the war in Ukraine and scolded his country's rivals for squandering the chance to address global economic issues. He said during a G20 meeting, during the discussion, Western partners avoided following the mandate of the G20 and addressing issues of the global economy. Lavrov said the West's discussion digressed almost as soon as they took the floor into wild criticism of the Russian Federation in connection with the situation in Ukraine. Aggressors, invaders, occupiers, we heard a lot today.